A severe weather outbreak is happening right now across the center part of the United States. Just when we can expect severe weather chances to increase in southern Wisconsin.
Also, Mount Horeb students return to school after last week's frightening situation involving an armed student and law enforcement.
Plus, the pro-Palestinian encampment at UW-Madison enters a second week now, where campus leaders and protesters stand at this hour. You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Well, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed the beautiful weather out there today. In less than 24 hours, it will be changing. We could be in the middle of a thunderstorm.
Several storms are being forecasted to move through southern Wisconsin over the next few days. So let's check the first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex?
Hi, Susan. Hi, Eric. As you just were showing that pretty shot there along the road, it's so pretty out here in the patio, you just would not think 24 hours from now it's going to be dark or going to be stormy across parts of southern Wisconsin. We have alert day conditions expected. All hazards are possible. Now, earlier this weekend, we were thinking large hail would be the main threat. But now that we're thinking that we could be looking at the potential for warming up on your Tuesday after a first round of morning thunderstorms, this would increase the threat for severe weather on your Tuesday for all of southern Wisconsin. And it is all day Tuesday, so we could be looking at the potential for some of these morning storms to have some gusty winds, provided they clear out enough. 10, 11, 12 o'clock noon at the latest. If that occurs and we get that heating, we warm up. That's one ingredient, that fuel that we really need for that increased severe weather threat. That's what we're up against here on your Tuesday. We'll be watching that over the night tonight. And of course, Kelly and Savannah will have the latest updates in the morning. Gorgeous evening, though. Get out and enjoy tonight. Temperatures in the 60s, clear skies. Coming up in Maine weather, we're going to track these lines of thunderstorms together as a group.
All right, Alex, thank you. Stay up to date on the forecast with our First Warn Forecast weather app. It has hourly forecasts, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. We are continuing to follow staff and students in Mount Horeb as they're wrapping up their first day back.
That's after an armed student came to campus last Wednesday and was shot and killed by police. Our Maddie Heimsch is in Mount Horeb with more tonight. Maddie?
Eric, Susan, we spoke with the Mount Horeb Area School District Superintendent who told us, quote, he couldn't have asked for a better day. Dr. Steve Salerno said not only did the district provide counselors from the Office of School Safety and organize student-centered activities, but members of the community volunteered their time and resources to help out around campus.
We wanted to do everything we can to provide options for our students today in terms of their learning. We recognize that there are some students that weren't ready to talk about where their needs were, and there were other students who were readily wanting to talk about that.
And while staff and students are settling back into routine, we're continuing to learn more from the Department of Justice about Wednesday's events. We know that the armed student was carrying a pellet rifle and that after not complying with police orders was shot and killed. Life-saving measures were performed, but the suspect died at the scene. Since Wednesday's events, 3 nearby school districts have faced safety threats of their own and have opened investigations, but all of them have turned out empty. We'll continue to follow this investigation as it unfolds. Reporting live in Mount Horeb, Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Maddie, thank you. And as that investigation continues, we're bringing you updates as soon as we get them to our Channel 3000 mobile app. You can find it by searching WISC-TV wherever you get your apps. Protests on the UW campus have reached the 1-week mark now.
Today, students were joined by faculty and staff in a solidarity march. Our Jalen Banks joins us now from Library Mall with the latest on the protests. Jalen?
Susan and Eric, around 2:30 this afternoon, faculty and staff did join students here at Library Mall. They would then march to Bascom Hall ahead of the Faculty Senate meeting, where Chancellor Mnuchin would address some of the demands by the protesters. She says their demand for divestments in Israeli companies is out of her control and that she has no involvement where the university makes its investments. As for the encampment still at Library Mall here on campus, here's what Chancellor Mnuchin had to say about its status there.
And a number of people have asked me why I can't just allow the encampment to stand. Why can't I just make an exception? This is really important for everyone here to understand. I can't authorize a singular exception under Chapter 18 to one organization to protest in this manner. Not unless I'm prepared to make a similar decision, the same decision, for all other groups who might want something similar.
Now, last I spoke to spokespeople from the encampment and the different protesters, they shared that they do not plan on leaving until their demands have been met. We'll continue to keep you updated throughout tonight and throughout the week. But for now, reporting on Library Mall, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Jalen, thank you. A Madison man is under arrest after allegedly stabbing another man on the city's east side. Officers were sent to the 100 block of Edna Court around 9:50 on Friday night. There they found a man with a stab wound. He was taken to the hospital. His injuries are not considered life-threatening. The suspect fled the area before police arrived. Police found him the next day at a home along the 2800 block of Holborn Circle. He was arrested for second-degree recklessly endangering safety and disorderly conduct while armed. The investigation is ongoing. Madison police are investigating after a man says he was robbed by a medical transport driver over the weekend. The man says he was picked up by the driver after calling 911 Saturday morning. A little while later, the driver pulled into a store parking lot along Hammersley Road, told the man to hand over his wallet, and got out. No weapons were shown during the incident, and the man was not injured.
Over in Milwaukee, an investigation underway after a deputy shot and killed a man yesterday. According to the sheriff's office, Slinger police were looking for a child abuse suspect who was armed and threatening suicide by an officer. Germantown police spotted the suspect inside a car, and a chase ensued with speeds reaching 100 miles per hour. The suspect eventually got out of his vehicle and took off on foot. A deputy reportedly caught up to the suspect, shot them several times, killing them at the scene. Officials say the deputy found a knife there. They have now been placed on administrative leave. Also in Milwaukee, an officer recovering after he was shot last night just before 11 o'clock. Police say officers did not fire back. No one else was hurt. The officer was taken to the hospital and then released. 3 people are now in custody in connection with that shooting. 2 guns were recovered at the scene, and that investigation is ongoing.
A 54-year-old woman is dead after a motorcycle crash in the town of Springfield at 3:40 yesterday afternoon. Dane County deputies responded to the crash near the Missouri Tavern on northbound U.S. Highway 12 near Kickapoo Road. Authorities found the 54-year-old woman who operated the motorcycle and pronounced her dead at the scene. U.S. Highway 12 between 19 and Meffert Road was closed for approximately 4 hours. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office will release the woman's identity at a later date. The cause of the crash remains under investigation by the Sheriff's Office.
Quick update for anyone planning to use Madison's bike path. Starting today, part of the Southwest path will close. Construction taking place from East Campus Mall over to West Wash. The path will reopen at 5 on Friday evening. Until then, a detour will direct cyclists north of East Campus Mall. Well, we have just wrapped up Donate Life Month, a month-long celebration encouraging organ donation. And tonight at 10, we'll introduce you to Dwayne McCrary, a local man who is facing kidney failure. At 77, he's in otherwise great health and has so much left to live for, but does need a kidney transplant. His story and a word from his kidney coach with the National Kidney Registry, how you may be the answer to Dwayne's family's prayers. That story tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
But coming up next on News 3 Now at 6, President Biden prepares to return to Wisconsin this week. We'll tell you what we know so far about his visit.
Plus, Milwaukee's mayor says he's replacing the city's top elections official. With November just 6 months away, we'll take a look at the impact it could have on the election.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
We're often asked,
is it really free to hire Gruber Law Offices?
the answer is yes. The call, the consultation, free. You pay nothing until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Discover the joy of giving back with Habitat for Humanity and Habitat Restore of Dane County.
I love the cause. I love the people. I love helping the customer with their home projects.
It's a lot of fun. I've made lasting friendships, and you get a sense of accomplishment.
Help build a brighter future. Volunteer today.
What's at the top of your home improvement list? Did you say better home insulation? Because better insulation makes everything you do in your home better. Even just walking in the front door on a hot day. So get ready for summer now with USA Premium Foam. It keeps the hot air out the cool air in and your electric bills lower. Call now for $1,200 off whole home insulation plus a $1,200 tax credit. But that ends May 31st.
USA Insulation.
Steinhaffel's Memorial Day preview sale starts now. Save big throughout the store and get hundreds of amazing bonus buys, like this dining table, now $3.99. A Queen Beauty Rest mattress, $3.99. Or this sofa, bonus buy priced at only $4.99. A queen bed, also $4.99. Get all this and more for low monthly payments when you take advantage of Steinhaffel's 60-month financing. The Memorial Day preview sale, only at Steinhaffel's and steinhaffels.com.
This famous wood fence from the show Home Improvement had to have boards replaced 13 times in only 9 years. Our fences outlast wood 3 to 1 and are all backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. This month, save $1,000 on your project. Visit the website or call the number for your new fence today.
You have a consumer issue and you keep getting the runaround. Need help?
It's call for action to help me. Nobody else did.
Contact our team by phone or on channel3000.com. Call for action only on News 3 Now, moving forward for you. You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
In 2 days, President Biden will be in Racine, his 4th visit to Wisconsin this year. This video is from the president's last visit. That was April 8th right here in Madison. And while in town, he announced a new plan to bring relief to millions of student loan borrowers. On Wednesday, the White House says President Biden will be delivering remarks on his Investing in America agenda. Details are sparse. The White House says more information will come soon. Just 6 months before this fall's elections, Wisconsin's largest city has let go of its top elections official.
Political reporter Will Keneally has more on the impact this will have.
Yeah, so this isn't just an issue affecting Milwaukee. What happens there impacts elections across the entire state. If you're a Democrat living in Madison, for example, and you want Joe Biden to win statewide, you need Democrats in Milwaukee to turn out. So on Monday, Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson announced that he's nominating a new person to take over running the city's elections from the previous director, Claire Woodall-Vogue. Now, a spokesperson for Johnson said that the decision was made due to internal concerns, but did not go into detail.
In Milwaukee, there's the benefit, as I said, of having a staff around that person who is heading the agency, who are familiar with what their responsibilities are, and you're not relying only on the clerk or a small number of clerk staff.
Madison City Attorney Mike Haas previously ran the state's Elections Commission. Where most cities run their elections through municipal clerks, Milwaukee has a commission, but turnover is not uncommon.
I think what people don't realize is that in Wisconsin, about 25% of our municipal clerks turn over every year. So that's on average, over 450 municipal clerks that turn over every single year. So those clerks have to be trained, and they have to be able to conduct their very first election just as if they had been in office for 20 years.
Now, Haas added that the state's Elections Commission can step in to help out with training and staff, both in Milwaukee and across the state. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
And still ahead at 6, how SSM Health is using new technology to help train nurses.
Plus, a team of UW students are releasing their findings into 2 popular social media apps' AI tools, what they discovered in their research.
And just how much rain can we expect to get from these upcoming storms? Alex with the answers coming up in his complete forecast.
Have your best summer ever with Bachman's Mother's Day Pool Sale. Save 25% off all in-stock above-ground radiant pools. Visit our showrooms in Madison and Brookfield and save.
Go ahead. Relax. It's Bachman's.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. Tackle your yard work with this 50-foot flexible hose, just $19.99. Expanding foam sealant is $3.79. A 7-piece hex key set, just 99 cents. And this bag of garden soil is only $5.99. These hot deals won't last long. Hurry in before time runs out. Sign up for Menards emails to get more hot deals. Plus the weekly flyer right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. when a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers. 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, and Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
I remember coming home from school and pounding on the door, but my mother wouldn't answer. She'd be passed out inside. You know, my mother had a drug abuse problem. She struggled with addiction to prescription pills her whole life. But today with fentanyl, one pill, just one pill can kill. So I've worked with Republicans to stop the flow of fentanyl that's poisoning families across Wisconsin. I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message. This fight hits close to home.
At DePaco, your health and happiness are as important to us as your financial well-being. So when retirement is on the horizon, we'll help ensure you're ready for your next adventure, providing you freedom to focus on what truly brings you joy. Well-being is the key to a life worth loving. So when you think about yours, remember that DePaco can help you be well.
Have your best summer ever with Bachman's Mother's Day Pool Sale. Save 25% off all in-stock above-ground radiant pools. Visit our showrooms in Madison and Brookfield and save.
Go ahead, relax. It's Bachman's.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
A team of students at UW is set to present their findings on errors and bias created by 2 popular social media apps' AI tools.
Our Kyle Pazorski joins us with their findings. Kyle?
Well, it was towards the end of April when President Biden signed a law which could ban TikTok in part due to security concerns. As this study found out, there is some reason to be skeptical about the apps are doing. I spoke with the study's lead, that is Qasim Fawaz, who tells me their goal was to find what the app's algorithms are looking for. What they found was very unreliable data collected by TikTok and Instagram's AI. In many cases with pictures of babies and toddlers, TikTok thought they were between the ages of 12 and 18.
Companies have to be transparent about what they do, and then users have to decide by themselves whether that's something they're comfortable using or not.
That's Qasim speaking there about if the study and others will show if these errors and bias will have any impact on users. The upcoming symposium to present their findings is on May 20th in San Francisco, and it is to their knowledge that this is the first time a study looking into what TikTok and Instagram are doing in this way. We have our full story up right now on channel3000.com.
Kyle, thank you. SSM Health is using virtual reality headsets to help educate its nurses. Using the new technology, several people can interact from all over with a virtual patient to help them understand what needs to be done in certain situations. This gives the nurses an opportunity to learn and practice in a safe environment.
We can work on IVs, we can work on doing their vital signs, listen to breath sounds, listen to lung sounds, anything we can do with real patients. They can practice it in a digital virtual reality world.
Right now, SSM Health has about 15 headsets and will be sending them to all of its Wisconsin locations.
April's tornado count of the United States is now the 2nd highest in that month on record. According to the National Weather Service, the U.S. had at least 300 tornadoes last month. On average, there are 182 tornadoes reported in April, and during the last week of April, there were more than 100 tornadoes reported. The National Weather Service says April's the 3rd most active severe weather and tornado month of the year. The months of May and June tend to have higher tornado totals. Meanwhile, we could be seeing some stormy weather in the next day or so. Here's Alex with your complete forecast.
Indeed, Eric, and that stormy weather across the Central Plains right now is unfolding as we speak. A high risk of severe weather stretches from Oklahoma City up to just south of Wichita. High risks are not issued often, and these really mean business. This high risk really is outlining for the potential for intense tornadoes this evening. These are those high-end EF4, EF5 tornadoes that can be a mile in width. Hopefully that does not materialize, but the threat is there, and it's this weather system that's going to be moving off towards the north and towards the east. We can see here with Weather Track, line of thunderstorms stretching from Nebraska down into Kansas and starting to erupt as we speak right now in Oklahoma with supercell thunderstorms. That's the rotating storms that can last a really long time. Overnight tonight, as you wake up on your Tuesday morning, 54 in Madison, 58 in Janesville. The thunderstorms are going to be knocking on the door here from Prairie du Chien to Lone Rock to Platteville right around 5 6 o'clock in the morning when you joined Kelly and Savannah in the morning. All hazards are possible on your Tuesday. This is for all of southern Wisconsin. Over the weekend, we were thinking hail would be the main threat. Now we're thinking hail, strong winds, and we could be looking at a tornado or two on your Tuesday afternoon and evening, provided that we clear out. That's always critical here. Future tracks showing that line of thunderstorms from Viroqua to Lone Rock to Mineral Point to Darlington at 6 o'clock in the morning, hitting Madison here right around 7, 8 o'clock. One or two of these storms could have some gusty winds. Widespread severe weather at this point of the day, not expected. We could have a little bit of redevelopment behind that line of thunderstorms that could pose some marginally severe hail. This is what we're watching as we go into the afternoon. My rule of thumb, which is on Channel 3000's Facebook, is we need to clear out at the absolute latest at noon. And we see that here with the future track model, getting southwestern Wisconsin into the low to mid 70s. That's that heat. That's that word we call destabilization that makes the environment unstable for more thunderstorms to develop, and a couple do, according to future track, as we head towards 6:30. Platteville, we could be looking at a thunderstorm popping up. Then that becomes more widespread, races across the rest of south central Wisconsin, from the Dells to Madison to Janesville at 8, 9 o'clock, and then it's out of here. So that's the good news, is this second round of thunderstorms, although it could be severe, it's out of here pretty quickly. That severe risk overnight tonight. This is really more for the wee hours of your Monday morning, heading towards that 4, 5, 6 o'clock time frame for maybe a storm with gusty winds as that line comes out of the Great Plains and heads towards southern Wisconsin around 4 or 5. Widespread marginal risk, so this is for isolated severe weather on your Tuesday with all hazards. Recapping, those morning storms, they need to clear out quick enough. If that occurs, then the heating occurs, then that increases the severe weather threat. If we get more sunshine on your Tuesday, the severe weather threat may actually increase further. If we stay cloudy and showery, that's your indicator that that severe weather threat may actually be decreasing. Shared that rule of thumb with you. Rainfall amounts Eric was mentioning earlier in the newscast, widespread 1/4 to 1/2 inch, but this is scattered variety, meaning some places will be dry on your Tuesday going on into your Wednesday, but we all stand the chance of getting wet. Wet weather will carry on as we go into your Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Could be looking at maybe another shower on your Friday with more showers on your Saturday. Sunday, Mother's Day. Picture perfect. How does that work out there in the forecast with highs up around 70 and then turning unsettled again next week?
And coming up in sports, AmFam Media Day teed off this morning, while Steve Stricker says he's feeling less pressure than he has in years past. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Nobody wants to put a new roof over their head. It's too expensive. And if they can extend the life of that roof and get 5 more years or 10 more years, it's a no-brainer.
What RoofMax does is it helps people in that they don't have to spend that $15,000, $20,000 on a new roof. They can spend pennies on the dollar.
The RoofMax product was a small percentage of cost of replacing a roof.
This is a great financial decision for us as a community.
TDS Fiber Internet makes our home smarter. Working, playing, living, learning. It's all better with TDS Fiber Internet because it's faster, more reliable. It's award-winning internet served up by friendly local folks. It's what keeps us connected. And isn't that what it's all about? Say hello to internet that hits different. Say hello to TDS.
Upgrade your garage, patio, or basement this spring with our beautiful cutting-edge concrete coatings. Our coatings are 4 times stronger than epoxy and guaranteed to increase your home's value. And we don't just coat over your old concrete. We grind it down to open up the pores to ensure a perfect bond. We repair all cracks and then apply our base coat and chip and seal it with our polyaspartic top coat that will never chip, peel, or discolor. For a limited time, save up to $500 off your project. Plus, call during this program to see if you qualify for payment starting at just $30 a month.
It's Empire Today's biggest sale, the 50-50-50 sale. 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation. That's right, half off your entire project. You can save thousands. Empire's 50-50-50 sale won't last long. Don't miss 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Thank you for 29 quick and painless years. Wow, Fry to the rescue since 1995. And Best of Madison's Best Roofer 4 years in a row. We know roofs, and your roof gets the very best gutter system with Fry. It's engineered to withstand the toughest conditions and outperform year-round. 29 years of excellence and 29% off absolute gutters with any full roofing project. Schedule a free consult now at fryconstruction.com.
We're a little over a month away from this year's AmFam Championship, teeing off at University Ridge for the final time before it heads to TPC, Wisconsin. And for the first time in tourney history, Steve Stricker is the reigning champ. The Edgerton native finally got over the hump in 2023, winning his tournament in his home state. And now, as he's getting ready to defend his title, Stricker says he feels a lot less pressure.
There was that pressure each and every year that I wanted to play and win, and so each and every year that went by, I felt a little bit more pressure to do it. So obviously, after winning last year, kind of is a big relief, you know. So hopefully, I can go out there this year with a little bit easier approach on myself, attitude, and see if I can't get right back in there to do it again.
In this year's draft, the Packers took safeties in back-to-back rounds. One's from Oregon, the other from Oregon State, both of whom were named second-team All-Pac-12 last season. Now they're teaming up to add to Green Bay's secondary. And for the rivals, Evan Williams and Katan Oladapo, they say they're putting their college rivalries aside, well, for the most part, to push each other to be the best Packers they can be.
I mean, honestly, it's everyone else pointing it out. I don't think we pointed it out once, but no, Evan, that's my dog. You know, we'll compete against each other and make each other better.
One of our coaches, I think it was Coach Ansley, was like, "Y'all gonna be okay in this room? You know, is there still beef in that Civil War?" But I don't know. I won last year, so that's all I'll say.
And the Badgers softball team heads to Iowa City for the Big Ten softball tournament this week. Wisconsin earned the 11th seed and will take on 6-seeder Ohio State in the first round on Wednesday at approximately 6 o'clock. The Badgers took 2 of 3 against the Buckeyes earlier this season in Madison. Now, if they win, UW will advance to face Rutgers in the quarterfinals on Thursday. And anything can happen when it's tournament time. Just got to get hot.
And hopefully the weather cooperates in Iowa City on Wednesday, but also we're looking for some bumps tomorrow, maybe a bit.
Bumps tomorrow, yeah, here in Wisconsin. Nice night tonight, but then all attention turns to our alert day conditions, which we've been talking about since late last week. This is for all hazards, all of southern Wisconsin. You got Savannah and Kelly in the morning, and Jacob and I are here tomorrow night for everyone.
All right, Alex, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, everybody. Hope to see you back here tonight at 10.